Give me 1 second. Yo, good evening. Happy Halloween, USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, the tri state areas of New Jersey and Connecticut, plus the 5 spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens. This is your man and homie, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Rhymes with now or later. Your host with the most, Mr. Still Lonely Nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, creator, YouTuber, and alongside with Queens, New York native, who is also a New York Giants and New York Mets fan from the neck of the woods of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And yes, you're now rocking with me by tuning in, streaming, listening, and watching the 428th episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Avenue podcast. And man, oh man, I got a lineup of topics to talk about in today's episode. And of course, some street closures due to the TCS New York City Marathon that's happening on Sunday, and some subway service changes, which I will talk about as well. And I hope every single one of you is enjoying yourselves during the 52nd Village Halloween Parade. I hope y'all enjoying yourselves with trick or treating and on us and other Halloween festivities and stuff. All right. In today's episode, I'm gonna go over like the best and worst Halloween candies of 2025, alongside with the best and worst costumes of 2025 of this year. All right. And I do apologize. My volume of my tablet was low all that time. So I do apologize for that one right there. Um so yeah. In the meantime, we're live and direct from StreamYard, alongside of the comfort space of my room where I do my podcast recordings. And of course, for those of you who are new to the channel, whatsoever, this podcast is basically about the various topics in music. You have transit in terms of what's going on in New York as far as like the MTA and among more. And of course, some trending topics, especially what's going on, not just throughout the whole world, but locally, and of course, we got movie news, TV news, alongside with tech and gaming based on segments. All right. Leave a like and a comment alongside with the topics in each episode, including this one. Of course, hit that subscribe button so alongside with the notification bell, so you'll be notified when I'll be on the air live, and of course alongside with you know new podcast recordings and new episodes, new content. And of course, don't forget to leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. If you have Apple Podcasts on your phones, your iPads and Android tablets and whatever devices you use, you can actually do that. It really helps the show grow, and it gives me the encouragement and the confidence for me to create more content, come up with new topics to talk about, so I don't run out of things to talk about. All right. And yeah, so let's cut to the chase and start off with some service changes in regards to the TCS New York City Marathon, which is happening on Sunday. So let's start right here with the New York Mass Transit Files. Let's go. I'm sorry about that, folks. Had a little technical difficulty with the sound. Um, so I do apologize for that, actually. All right, let me do this one more time. All right. Okay, starting off with some service changes to the subway lines. Okay, let's get into this right here. And this is according to ABC 7 NewYork.com. Here's what's happening here. The MTA has announced service changes and updates for the 2025 TCS New York City Marathon on Sunday, which is November 2nd. On race day, runners traveling to Staten Island by ferry during the early morning hours can take the number 1 subway to South Ferry, the NQR to Whitehall Street Station, or the number 4 train to Bowling Green Station, then walk to Whitehall Ferry Terminal. In Staten Island, shuttle bus School Road at Bay Street on Staten Island. Due to planned work, northbound number 1 trains will run express between 96th Street and 145th Street, and northbound number 6 trains will run express between Grand Central 42nd Street and 125th Street. Verrazano Narrow Bridge closure. MTA Bridges and Tunnels, in coordination with the New York City Police Department, will close the Verrazano Narrow Bridge. Verrazano Narrows Bridge to all non-emergency vehicular traffic between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Sunday, November 2nd. In addition, on Saturday, November 1st, the upper level of the bridge will be closed to traffic in both directions beginning at 11 p.m. to allow for roadway preparation. The Bay Street and Lily Pond Avenue exits in Staten Island will close at 3 a.m. and reopen at approximately 4 p.m. on Sunday, November the 2nd. All right. Okay. Okay, so more transit news to talk about here. Let me find it. Let me find it. All right, in other transit news, we got to talk about this. A 60-year-old Queens woman was struck and killed by an e-bike rider after she exited a city bus in Brooklyn on Monday. According to law enforcement sources, the tragic incident occurred at around 7:16 on October 6th in the vicinity of Flushing Air Place near the Brooklyn Navy Yard. Officers from the 88th Precinct rushed to the scene upon getting a 911 call about a motor vehicle collision. Jeez. Officers determined that 60-year-old Teresa Valenti of 53rd Road in Maspeth exited a city bus onto an adjacent sidewalk before attempting to cross an elevated bike lane, which is raised above the roadway to sidewalk grade. It is unclear at this time which bus she was riding. Ah, damn, this is terrible. This is terrible to hear. Okay. All right, let's finish. Let's finish where I left off. Okay. So, further investigation found a 41-year-old male operating an e-bike with a 39-year-old female uh, rear passenger that was adjacent to the north side sidewalk of Flushing Avenue near the intersection of North Elliott Place. The e-bike operator struck on Valenti after she exited a city bus onto the adjacent sidewalk and attempted to cross the bike lane, police said. EMS responded and rushed Valenti to New York Presbyterian Hospital in Brooklyn. Wait, excuse me, New York Presbyterian Brooklyn Methodist Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Paramedics brought the two e-bike riders to the same hospital in stable condition. It was not immediately shown how fast the e-bike was going, but according to the NYC Department of Transportation, the device is not legal in New York because it was manufactured with a maximum speed of 32 miles per hour. Our thoughts are with Teresa and loved ones, a DOT spokesperson shared. Um, as with every fatal crash, we are reviewing the location for safety improvements. The incident took place before a new 15 miles per hour speed limit for e-bike riders, which took place into effect on October 24th. Right now, e-bikes can legally travel 20 to 25 miles per hour, depending on their class. Police said no arrests have been made in Monday's deadly collision, but the investigation remains ongoing by the NYPD Highway District's Collision Investigation Squad. Okay, we got more. Hold on a second. All right. Let me see. Again with the subway surfing. Jeez. You haven't learned a single fucking thing from all this. Oh my gosh. Hmm. Okay. Two young women died early on Saturday morning in a possible subway surfing incident on the J line in Brooklyn. Sources familiar with the case said the unidentified victims were found unconscious and unresponsive atop um, a train car stop at the Marcy Avenue station in Williamsburg at about 3:10 a.m. on that took place on October 4th. Officers from the 90th Precinct and NYPD Transit District 33 responded to the location after receiving a 911 call about the incident. EMS units pronounced both young women dead at the scene. WABC TV reported that they appeared to be in their teens. The NYPD has not yet released their identities pending notification to their families. Overnight service on the J line was halted for several hours while the investigation took place, but service resumed by sunrise. The preliminary investigation indicated that both girls were believed to have been subway surfing when they were killed atop the train car. MTA New York City Transit President Demetrius Critchlow noted that the transit workers who discovered the dead victims were horribly shaken. End quote. It's heartbreaking that two young girls are gone because they somehow thought riding outside a subway train was an acceptable game, Critchlow said. Parents, teachers, and friends need to be clear with loved ones. Getting on top of a subway car isn't surfing, it's suicide. I'm thinking of both the grieving families and transit workers who discovered these children, all of whom have been horribly shaken by this tragedy. Oh boy. Both the NYPD and MTA have made efforts to curb subway surfing in recent years amid an increase in the dangerous and illegal activity. Thanks to viral videos shared on social media, more than 200 people have been arrested this year for subway surfing. The MTA has employed social media influencers to help spread the message and encourage youth to ride inside, stay alive. Parents of youngsters killed in subway surfing incidents have even taken social media giants to court, hoping to hold them accountable for keeping subway surfing videos on their platforms. Let's see. Let's see. Um, yeah, so it's an end of an era when it comes to coins like quarters, nickels, and dimes. First, the token, then the metrocard, and now loose change. It is the end of another era for NYC buses. NYC Transit will bid farewell to another form of fare collection as the MTA announced the discontinuation of coin payments on city buses in 2026. The move marks another significant shift in fare collection for the agency, which continues its push for a streamlined and modern system. MTA officials announced on September 30th that in 2026, coins, including nickels, dimes, and quarters, will no longer be accepted on NYC buses. The agency has not yet announced a date for this to take effect. However, the MTA will continue to accept coins at card vending machines in subway stations and the 2,700 local businesses that sell Omni cards. I got mines already, so I already put like 34 dollars on it. I haven't used it yet, so I was just trying to get a better idea on how to use it. But I guess on the back of the Omni card, there's like a symbol. There's like a symbol that looks like a speaker. So I kind of got an idea how to use it. So there you go. Um, let's see. Commuters can utilize the Omni Tap and Go payment system with their credit cards, smartphones, or Omni cards. The MTA will stop selling MetroCards by December 31st. Commuters who still have money on their existing MetroCards can still use them in 2026, though the MTA has not announced an end date. The move to rid the system of coins coincides with the MTA's approved fare hikes that will go into effect in January. The base fare for subways, local buses, and access a ride will increase from $2.90 to $3. The reduced fare will jump from $1.45 to $1.50, and the express bus will the express bus base fare will increase from $7 to $7.25. Tolls on most MTA bridges will increase from $6.94 to $7.46. Jeez, man, talk about fucking highway robbery. Tolls on most bridges. Yeah, I already read that part. Meanwhile, the fee for a new OmniCard will increase to $2 once the MetroCard is no longer accepted for fare payment. But according to the MTA, OmniCards are more durable and last for up to 5 years. How do NYC bus commuters feel, you ask? A penny for their thoughts. This is the first time in NYC transit history that passengers will not be able to pay with cash on board city buses. For some New Yorkers who remember paying with paper bus passes as students or tokens as adults, the move is bittersweet and nostalgic. I love the sound that the change machine made when the bus was moving. Staten Islander Anne Marie said, no, Anne Marie Murphy said. Other New Yorkers, some of whom still use coins to pay for their commutes, expressed concern. A lot of elderly people are not going to like that since some are used to paying the fare using coins, and I don't trust using a credit card or debit card. Commuter Martine um, Lamarque said. Jack Jack Nierenberg of the transit advocacy group Passengers United zeroed in on the looming increase to $2 for a new OmniCard. The fee to buy an OmniCard has been hiked, so riders who rely on coins now will have to pay disproportionately more, he said. Secondly, how does that help them if they can't pay to get there in the first place? NYC bus rider Barbara Sembrisky says she is not happy about the change. I still use coins sometimes, she said. I had no idea they were ending it next year. Woof. Yep. It's been like this for a while though. Let me see. In other transit news, um, MTA suspends Express 7 train. New Yorkers who ride the busy Manhattan to Queens 7 train are bracing for further disruptions as the MTA announced the suspension of rush hour express train service starting next week. This latest development is part of ongoing construction work on the line, which has already faced significant delays. There will be no rush hour Express 7 trains in either direction from October 27th through November 21st. The MTA stated that during this period, workers will replace tracks along the line to update train service for riders. While while local 7 trains will run more frequently during the weekday morning and afternoon rush hours, some stops will continue to be bypassed due to ongoing construction work. These stops, which trains have been skipping for several months, are Manhattan bound 52nd Street and 69th Street. Disruptions are the result of the MTA's continued 7 train makeover, which began in 2022, starting at Grand Central Terminal. Since then, stations along the line, many of which are over 100 years old, have been upgraded or are receiving updates. Improvements so far include The addition of ADA features, escalator replacements, station renewals, flood protection, and other infrastructure enhancements. However, a segment of the work, including the 61st Street and 74th Street stations, which were originally slated for completion by mid 2025, has fallen behind schedule. The MTA now says the work will be completed by 2026. The replacement of the escalator that provides access to the 61st Street station from the south side of Roosevelt Avenue has been has also been delayed from mid 2025 to early 2026. While the new wider escalator model is being installed behind barricades, the elevator and walkways into the station remain open. However, the prolonged timeline has led to increased long lines at the station elevator, service changes, and at times traffic rerouting on local streets. Despite the service disruptions, the MTA is making progress on the improvement project. While the 7 line was shut down between 34th Street, Hudson Yards, and 74th Street on a recent weekend, both 52nd Street and 69th Street were treated to new Manhattan bound platforms. And as of June, workers constructed 22,000 square feet of temporary platforms at 33rd, 40th, and 46th Street stations. The new platforms provide access to the Manhattan bound local platforms while service is operating on the express track. New tracks installed at 61st Street, more than 650 linear feet of track have been replaced to bring the infrastructure to a state of good repair. Ongoing work at this station includes restoring the track, bed, and support structure, rebuilding island platforms, repairing the mezzanine, and replacing stairs. MTA officials said they also piggyback work during planned outages as to cut down on how many times they have to shut down service. For example, workers took advantage of an outage for improvement projects to also conduct ADA accessibly work at 33rd Street, Rawson Street, and 46th Street, Bliss Street on the 7th. But in the meantime, riders and neighborhood residents said they are frustrated with the delays and construction noise um, that permeates the air at some stations. A Dunkin' Donuts shop is located at the entrance um, to the 61st Street station, where heavy jackhammering, drilling, and other construction noise resonate through the neighborhood. I try to avoid 61st Street with all the noise, but I like to get my coffee here sometimes, one customer said. The 7 train is one of the busiest lines in the NYC transit system. More than 50,000 riders transfer in Flushing, Queens every weekday to the 7 line and 20 bus routes. The MTA said it is working to minimize public impacts while the improvement project continues. Of course, for more information is available at mta.info. Okay, let's see. In other transit news. Let's see. In other transit news, according to the Gotham Miss, New York City officials are reminding drivers, pedestrians, and cyclists to be on high alert navigating streets as clocks fall back this weekend and daylight fades earlier. The hang on a second here, man. Hold on. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, the Department of Transportation and other city agencies announced. Let me see. What is this? Can I just damn? Can I just fucking read an article for once? My gosh, man! Like you gotta be kidding me! There we go. Yeah, as I was saying before, the Department of Transportation and other city agencies announced. Wait a second. Wait a second. New York City officials are reminding drivers, pedestrians, and cyclists to be on high alert navigating streets as clocks fall back this weekend and daylight fades earlier. The Department of Transportation and other city agencies announced the return of their annual Dusk and Darkness campaign, reminding New Yorkers that the weeks following the end of daylight savings time are among the most dangerous on local roads because of reduced visibility. The period ends early Sunday morning, sending clocks back an hour. Officials said despite a near low record number of traffic deaths this year, they will continue to ramp up enforcement against um, erratic, distracted, and dangerous driving to keep people safe as the sun begins to set before the evening rush hour. To every driver, we say this: slow down, pay attention. NYPD Chief of Transportation, Olufemi Lola Obey said at a press conference Monday. Remember that visibility changes quickly this time of year, and every safe choice you make helps protect your neighbors, your family, and yourself. Starting in late October, police increased enforcement for failure to yield to pedestrians and other moving violations, with a focus on late afternoons and evenings, according to officials. Traffic enforcement agents are also targeting vehicles that are double parked, obstructing crosswalks, and blocking bike and bus lanes. Staff for the city's taxi and limousine commission um, will also visit areas popular with for hire drivers to remind them to drive cautiously. Commissioner David Dew pointed to the science behind the dangers of earlier darkness on the roads. End quote. It takes up to 30 minutes for the rods and cones in our eyes to adapt to darkness, he said. The lower visibility reduces your reaction time when it's sunset. Change your mindset. The city has recorded 174 traffic deaths through October 19th, a 16% decline from the same date last year, NYPD data shows. The sun will set before 6 p.m. this Friday, when many children and their families will be out trick or treating for Halloween. After clocks fall back Sunday, sunsets will be even earlier over the coming months. Drivers, do your part. look for pedestrians, and look for cyclists, especially as we change the time. Transportation Commissioner Edonis Rodriguez said, as we are getting ready to plan our holiday, everyone should go home safe. There we go. Um, there you go. Okay, and more transit news. Let's get to this one. And I got one more transit news to talk about before I even go to the the trending topics of what's going on. So just bear with me here. So iconic New York eateries are saying goodbye to the MetroCard with delicious food promos for New Yorkers to enjoy throughout the rest of the year, the MTA announced on Friday. The MTA partnered with 6 restaurants and retailers synonymous with NYC for a month-long celebration to honor um, the MetroCard's 31-year history. Um, 31-year history. While welcoming subway and bus riders into the era of tap and go payment. Um, Carvel, Golden Cross, Zabars, Gancha, Ali, Ali Doro, and Stretch Pizza by Wiley um, Wiley Dufresne are the companies participating in the historic transit themed promo. They are now offering an array of meals, desserts, and beverages on their menus so customers can bid a tasty um, audio to the MetroCard before it goes extinct on December 31st. Um, we're sending the MetroCard off in style with a farewell campaign that is worthy of an icon by partnering with some of the city's most celebrated food vendors, said MTA Chair and CEO Jenna Lieber. MetroCard has served us well, but we're excited for the future of Tap and Ride. Let's see. Let's see. Alidoro de la Tes- Tessera sandwich, the card in Italian crispy chicken cutlets, sweet sop pressata, fresh mozzarella, calabrine chili vodka sauce, and garlic pesto cream on a toasted um, um, say Molina um, baguette. The sandwich will go on sale November 3rd. Carvel Metrocard flying salsa free Metrocard sprinkles with mention of the Metrocard and purchase of scooped um, or soft serve ice cream and custom cakes with edible Metrocard and cardvark images. Golden Crust with purchase of Golden Crust's signature Jamaican style patty, customers will receive a free Jamaican cocoa bread. Gancha, the MTA drink, inspired by Gancha's signature milk foam, green tea. The limited edition drinks combines green tea, pearls, blue milk foam made with butterfly pea flour. Oh shit. and um chocolate powder MCA logo echoes the colors of the iconic MetroCard. Stretch Pizza by Wiley um, Dufresne. The MetroCard pizza has vodka sauce, Fior di latte cheese, chicken cutlet, spicy calabrine chili garlic pesto cream, and grated parm, which is short for Parmesan cheese. Zabar's, the famous grocery store, will have Metrocard and Cardvark cookies. Just one day after the promo started, Carville Woodside was already selling the Metrocard flying saucers, which are round ice cream sandwiches. They feature vanilla ice cream with blue and yellow sprinkles between two crunchy chocolate cookies. Store manager Jessica Wong shared her thoughts on the MetroCard entering retirement. I think this is something that is very nostalgic, Wong said. This is the last year for the MetroCard, and we just want to celebrate. More MetroCard fun through the end of 2025. Riders can look forward to special pop-up customer outreach events across the city at stations, customer service centers, and some MTA sessions where riders can pose with MetroCard token and tap and ride props. Riders will also hear some famous New Yorkers bid farewell to the MetroCard. The New York Transit Museum will commemorate the end of MetroCard sales with MetroCard themed products. MTA license only New York will be releasing MetroCard merchandise later this year. Let's see. Also, let's see. The MTA announced earlier this year that the final day for MetroCard sales and distribution will be December 31st, as the Omni contactless tap and ride payment system fully replaces the 3-decade old swipe system. Commuters pay with Omni on trains and buses using their phones, contactless credit and debit cards, and Omni cards. Omni cards can be purchased at vending machines and subway stations and select retailers in the city. The transition to Omni coincides with a January fare hike for subways and local buses. Fares will increase from $2.90 to $3. Reduced fare rides would increase from $1.45 to $1.50. Additionally, the express bus fare will increase by a quarter from $7 to $7.25, and the reduced fares during off-peak hours will jump from $3.50 to $3.60. Um, for more information about Omni fare increases and reduced fare programs, you can go visit mta.info. Yeah, this is going to be rough for every commuter in New York, man. And I don't think it's going to be easy to adjust that quickly. It is not easy to adjust that quickly. Nope. Okay. All right. Where was I? All right. One more transit topic right here involves the holiday train show. All right. Um, let's get into it. Okay, lights. No, hold on. Light jackets, fall decorations, and crisp air mean one thing: the holidays are around the corner, and with that comes the return of the New York Transit Museum's Holiday Train Show in Grand Central Terminal. New Yorkers of all ages will enjoy a whimsical holiday experience at the 21st rendition of the legendary exhibit, which opens on November 13th. Mark your calendars if you plan on checking it out. The wondrous show featuring Lionel model trains will captivate younger audiences as well as adults who have a love of the rails that never leaves their hearts. Train enthusiasts will delight in a 34-foot, two-level O gauge layout of the MTA's NYC subway and Metro North train models. Decorative mini trains will pass through models of historic NYC landmarks, including Grand Central Terminal, before arriving at the North Pole. Exhibit organizers said the festive fleet have realistic lights and sounds too. Um, Set in a little Big Apple town, the dazzling exhibit will feature dozens of tiny pedestrians, buses, and cars on detailed miniature streets, much of it reminiscent of a wintry scene in a holiday greeting card. What to expect at the New York Transit Museum's Holiday Train Show in 2025, you ask? Family fun is a subway or commuter train ride away to Grand Central Terminal. This year's display features the work of artist James Yang and Aaron K. Robinson while marking the 40th anniversary of the MTA Arts and Design program designed to encourage public transit use by providing visual and performing arts in the metro area. One of the best parts of the holiday events is that it is free for everyone to enjoy. What you need to know about attending the New York Transit Museum's Holiday Train Show. Where is the museum's holiday train show located, you ask? So, the holiday train show is located in Midtown Manhattan's Grand Central Terminal at 89 East 42nd Street at Parker Avenue. The show will take place in the Grand Central Gallery, located in the main concourse next to the station master's office. When is the show, you ask? The show opens November 13th, but the museum has not yet announced hours of operation. And how much is admission? It is a free event. Admission is free. If you'd like to learn more information about the holiday train show, the you can visit um, www.nytransitmuseum.org/exhibits. All right. Hang on a sec. So there you go, right there. All right. All right. So let's go on to the next segment right here. We have a recent passing involving D'Angelo. Um, right? Um, yeah, let's we're gonna get into it in a sec in a segment. Hang on a second. Hang on 1 second here. So how did he pass, you ask? I will gladly enlighten you on how he passed away, not by conspiracy theories and claims, okay? In a segment that I like to call Chatting on the Jazz. Let's go. All right. Let's break down what happened. All right. And this is according to the folks from Complex. Um, all right, so pioneering neo soul artist and Grammy-winning musician D'Angelo, age 51, has died. According to an initial report from TMZ on Tuesday, October 14th, the celebrated singer's death at 51 was due to pancreatic cancer. Oh, wow. Pancreatic cancer, man. Nobody deserves this shit, okay? Nobody deserves this shit. And nobody deserves this shit. So, make sure you go to the doctor to see if there's any cancerous cells growing inside of you whatsoever. And of course, early detection is key. All right. So multiple tribute posts were quickly shared to social media, including from DJ Premier and Mark Lamont Hill. Such a sad loss to the passing of D'Angelo Premier, whose work with D'Angelo included the voodoo track Devil's Pie, wrote on X, "We have so many great times. Gonna miss you so much. Sleep peacefully, D. Love you, King." Um, Royce the 5'9" also paid tribute, calling D'Angelo one of the greatest ever. "The shining star of our family has dimmed his light for us in this life after a prolonged and courageous battle with cancer. We are heartbroken to announce that Michael D'Angelo Archer, known to his fans around the world as D'Angelo, has been called home, departing this life today, October 14th, 2025," reads a family statement later shared with Variety on Tuesday. The statement continued, um, "We are saddened that he can only leave dear memories with his family, but we are eternally grateful for the legacy of extraordinarily moving music he leaves behind. We ask that you respect our privacy during this difficult time, but invite you all join us in mourning his passing while also celebrating the gift of song that he has left for the world." D'Angelo released his debut album, Brown Sugar, one of my favorite songs, in 1995. The album was immediately embraced by critics, ultimately earning multiple Grammy nominations, including for Best R&B Album and Best R&B Song for its title track and lead single. Ultimately, D'Angelo became a four-time Grammy winner, with 14 total career nominations to his name. Voodoo featuring Untitled How Does It Feel followed 5 years later, opening at number one on the Billboard 200 albums chart. Nearly 15 years passed before Voodoo followed up Black Messiah, technically a D'Angelo and the Vanguard release, arrived to similarly enthusiastic critical acclaim. In May, D'Angelo shared a statement with fans in which he announced he would not be able to perform as part of Roots Picnic, citing an unforeseen medical delay related to a surgery he had earlier in the year. I'm so thankful to my beautiful fans for continuing to rock with me, he said at the time, adding that he was currently in the lab and couldn't wait to serve up what's in the pot. Um, let's see. Hang on 1 second here. So this was posted by Roots Picnic, and it is with the deepest of regrets that must cancel my performance at the Roots Picnic in Philadelphia next weekend. But due to unforeseen medical delay regarding surgery I had earlier this year, I've been advised by my team of specialists that the performance this weekend could further complicate matters. It is nearly impossible to express how disappointed I am not to be able to play with my brothers, the Roots, and even more disappointed not to see all of you. I'm so thankful to my beautiful fans continuing to rock with me, and thank you for your continued support. So there you go, right there. In September of last year, Raphael Sadiq told the Rolling Stone Music Now podcast that D'Angelo was in an amazing space. At the time, D'Angelo, who earlier that year contributed to the Book of Clarence soundtrack, alongside Jay-Z and J. Mass Samuel, was said to be working on 6 pieces. So yes, sleeping power D'Angelo, um, and of course his music will be will be will be the thing that we remember him from all the work that he does. You can also check out the Rolling Stone Music Now podcast by Raphael Sadiq on streaming platforms wherever you get your podcast. All right. All right. Let's go to oh boy. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see something here. Yeah. Of course, obviously, Diddy is in prison for 4 years. Um, Speaking of which, he was partying like it was 1999. Handheld camcorder footage, cryptically labeled um, Ibiza tapes, were among a trove of possessions. Jailed music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, a self-described amateur porn director, has agreed to forfeit as part of his sex crimes sentencing, new court papers said. The Bad Boy Records founder will surrender the cassette tapes and other devices the Feds seized in March 2024 raids on his mansions, including hard drives, thumb drives, iPhones, iPads, and computers, according to the documents filed Wednesday. The feds will also hang onto the $9,000 in cash recovered from the Park Hyatt Hotel in Manhattan, where Combs, age 55, had been staying before his September 2024 arrest. The legal filing, jointly signed by the feds and Combs' lawyer, didn't specifically describe what was depicted on the Ibiza tapes. But court papers said the tapes and other seized devices were all property used or intended to be used as part of the prostitution counts Combs was convicted of in July. All the items will be turned over to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection to be held in its secure custody and control. Court papers state the tapes shot with a Sony DV cam camera, a model released in 1996, were included on a list of electronics that the hip hop entrepreneur used in the scheme to recruit male escorts for drug fueled sex romps that he called freak offs. Um, Witnesses testified at Combs' salacious 2 month long trial in Manhattan federal court that the disgraced rapper sometimes set up camcorders to film his lovers engaging in various sex acts with the escorts while he watched. Combs has repeatedly visited Ibiza, a Spanish island known as nightclub hotspot during his decades-long career as a globe-trotting rap and business entrepreneur. In 2010, he performed a show on the island alongside his former girlfriend, R&B artist Cassandra Cassie Ventura. Page Six reported at the time. Ventura was the star witness at Combs' trial and one of the women who testified they feared Combs would release the sex tapes he had of them if they refused to comply with his demands to perform in degrading, often days long sexual experiences with the male escorts. Shit. The jury nonetheless acquitted Combs of charges of coercing Ventura and a woman who used the alias June into the sex acts after his lawyers claimed the encounters were a consensual part of immediately abusive relationships. Judge Aran Subramanian sentenced Combs on Friday to serve around 4 years in prison. The sentence was far less than the 11 years that prosecutors asked for, and under the judge's own calculated sentence guidelines of between 6 and 7 years. But Subramanian also shot down Combs' request to be released from jail on time served, saying that a meaningful sentence is needed to protect the public from further crimes. Combs described himself as an amateur porn director as part of a failed bid to convince the judge to toss his case. His lawyers claim in vain that he had a First Amendment right to film the twisted encounters. He is expected to further appeal the verdict at the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. Before and I somewhere read somewhere on Facebook about John Legend, who was simply upset about Diddy only getting 4 years. And I don't blame John Legend. You know what I mean? You feel what I'm saying? Because he should be held for more than 4 years. Especially from what he did to Cassie in that video. What he did was no excuse. And even if he gets, everybody's gonna turn on him. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just baffling to me. And I like what he said when he mentioned that this isn't he mentioned that this isn't about celebrity justice. This is about accountability. And it's and I find that very interesting. And he's right. He's right though. You know what I'm saying? Um You know what? I might save that as a future topic. I might save that as a future topic though. Um, I might save that as a future topic. So yeah, there you go. Let's see. 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 Um, all right. So flooding in Queens. Flooding in Queens, woman fatally struck an yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Flooding in Queens. Let's talk about that. Okay. So let me see. Let me see. Wait a minute here. Just a second. Yeah, flooding in Queens. Yeah, flooding in Queens. Let's see, New Jersey and stuff. Anyway, yeah. All right. So, okay. All right. I'm gonna actually get through this episode. So, so yeah, there you go. Um, let me see. Hold on 1 second. All right, so here's what's happening. This happened yesterday, actually. This is from Pixel from this is from Pixel 11's website. Here's what's happening here. That's crazy, man. So, damn. So the let's see, let's see. So a weather alert was issued for New York City ahead of heavy rain, gusty winds, and coastal flooding heading to the tri-state area, which took place yesterday. That took place yesterday. The worst of the rain is expected in the afternoon, according to the Office of Emergency Management. Officials warn of minor flooding in parts of southern Queens and Jamaica Bay. Winds could also reach up to 40 miles per hour, according to the National Weather Service. Rainfall rates up to 1 inch per hour are also possible. Parts of New Jersey are preparing for beach erosion and coastal flooding. Long Beach officials sent crews to clean drains and check on creeks. The storm will move out of the tri-state area by Friday, which is today. So there you go, right there. I hope this. I hope there's no damage. I hope this. Let me see. It's just yeah. I hope there's no damage and stuff, man. Let me see. Yeah, so let me see, let me see, let me see. Yes, let's talk about Letisha James. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. Um, um, where is this? Okay, Letisha James. Okay, so Letisha James, New York's indicted attorney general, spoke at a campaign rally for mayoral frontrunner Zohran Mandani in her first public appearance since the Justice Department charged her with bank fraud, which is political. James, a longtime foe of Cheese-Face President 47, received a standing ovation from thousands of supporters attending the Democratic nominee's event Monday night at the United Palace Theater in Manhattan's Washington Heights neighborhood. James did not mention Cheese-Face President 47 by name, but remained defiant in her remarks. I will not bow. I will not break. I will not bend. I will not um, um, capitulate. I will not give in. I will not give up, James said. You come for me. You got to come through all of us. James was indicted on one count of bank fraud and another count of making a false statement stemming from a house she bought in Virginia. She dismissed the charges as baseless shortly after they were announced last week. Yeah, I think this is basically political, man. Political by the fucking evil villain in the White House, alongside with the damn fucking Republicans. Okay. We all know this is fucking political. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you really got to feel for her, man. Man, this is no good. That's no good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's continue where I left off here. Baseless, yes, yes, yes. All right, so at the rally, James wasted no time appearing to take aim at the president. Yeah, I already, yeah, I already mentioned. Yeah, I won't give up. I won't give in. So we have no time to linger and focus on pettiness and revenge. We've got to press on, press forward, continue the journey, claim the victory. And so I fear no man, she said. Mandani, the Queen's Assemblyman who won the Democratic primary, has been a champion of James since the beginning. For years, you have fought the good fight for New Yorkers, and now it's our chance to fight for you. Mandani maintains a double-digit lead in polling over former Governor Andrew Cuomo and Republican Curtis Sliwa in the mayor's race. While Cuomo did not appear on the campaign trail Monday, all three candidates released statements praising the Israel Hamas peace plan and release of hostages. A spokesperson for James said her campaign for re-election next year has raised about $1 million since her indictment, mostly from new donors. James is scheduled to make her first appearance in a Virginia federal court on October 24th. All right. Hopefully she'll get through this. It may not be easy, but you know what I'm saying? It may not be easy, but um so yeah. So good luck to her. Um let's see. Let's see. Okay, in honor of Halloween, like I said, I wanted to actually go over the best and worst Halloween candies. Okay, so let's get into it right here from Tasting Table. All right, so Halloween is a time for trick or treating, costumes, and spooky movies that leave you jumpy and scared to turn a corner in your house. Whether you are planning or grabbing a bag of candy to hand out to trick or treaters or determining what to buy for the office or your snack drawer at home, there is an immense range of options to pick from. To help consumers with this dilemma, I tried a bunch of Halloween candy variety packs available in 2025 and put them to the test to decide which is best. Ultimately, I determined this by factoring in the actual assortment included in the bag in terms of the offered flavors. Oh boy. Um, let's see. In terms of the offered flavors, hang on a second. Hang on 1 second. Wait. Hang on 1 second here. I'm sorry. Yeah, 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 like I said, let me see. Yeah, ultimately, I determined this by factoring in the actual assortment included in the bag in terms of the offered flavors, textures, and overall appearance, such as colors or shapes. I also considered how each candy tastes, as well as my assumption on how excited a trick or treater would be for the candy. While most of the 10 different variety packs I sampled for this were pretty good. A couple of options stood above the pack. If you are wondering which Halloween candy varieties bags are worth investing in and which ones were a bit disappointing, um, come with me as I ride out the sugar rush to determine um, the worst from the best. Okay, Twizzlers Lovers Variety Pack. Of all the packs I gobbled, I like the Twizzlers Lovers Variety Pack with cherry pull and peel, strawberry twist, and rainbow twist the least. The flavors are too artificial and left a strange aftertaste in my mouth. In fact, these were the only candies I took a small bite of before throwing away the rest. And while I had to try them for the sake of journalism, I didn't enjoy them. The cherry pull and peel had the most noticeably artificial flavor. I love cherries as in the fruit, but this is uncomparable. I did, however, appreciate the peel aspect, as this could be fun in a string cheese kind of way. The rainbow ones are slightly more um, palatable, as they don't have much of a discernible flavor other than sugary. Although I dutifully tried all the flavors, I didn't really like it, and that's saying something as a foodie and sweets lover. Um, Perhaps kids will um, the candy in this Halloween variety pack without issue, but I doubt they'll be many people's favorite. If you purchase this for your home or office, they probably get the last pack. No, the last pick, excuse me. So that's where it places. And of course, that was number 10. Number 9, Nerds Now and Later. Lemonhead Gob Gobstopper Trolley Variety Pack. Okay, this Halloween candy variety pack is supposed to have 5 options. Nerds Now and Later, or Now and Later. I thought it was Now or Later. Lemonhead, Gobstopper, and Trolley. While these options hit various textures, points like chewy, gummy, and crunchy to establish a nice range, there were no lemon heads to be found. Ferrara, the company behind the 5 aforementioned candies, sent me 3 bags of this variety, but lemon heads weren't in any of them. Clearly, there was some sort of mishap at the factory, and since I think the lemon heads would have added the tartness that could be welcomed among all the sweets, the candy's absence hurt its ranking. As for the other options, Nerds and Trolley are pretty tasty in my opinion. Yeah, so Nerds and Trolley are pretty good. Um, who doesn't like opening a little pack of Nerds, then just pouring them into your mouth? It's part of the experience and a rite of passage for all trick or treaters. Trolley are fun and whimsical too, and I think these would be pretty exciting to get in your candy bag. And the now and laters are at least I thought it was now or laters, but anyway, tastes like a mix of fruitiness with the paper they are wrapped in. Though, while the gobstoppers don't taste like much until you get to the sweet, chewable center, um, it could have easily ranked higher with simply Nerds and Trolley, but the rest of the candies give this variety pack a low position. Skittles, gummies, and lifesavers candy variety pack. That's number 8. The Skittles gummies and lifesavers candy variety pack comes with wild berry Skittles, original Skittles, lifesaver gummies, um, technically each in a large individually packed gummy ring, and Skittles gummies. The 4 options are nice, offering more variety than the Twizzlers pack in terms of texture. Everything in this pack is chewy, but to differing degrees. The gummies have the standard gooey and well gummy esque texture, while the Skittles have the expected chewy, fruity flavor inside a shell exterior. The 2 Skittles options add flavor and variety that would be delightful to find in your bag, in your candy bag. The Skittles gummies are unique after all, and the type of thing the average um, candy eater might have too frequently. Meanwhile, the lifesavers are fine, though you are stuck eating one big gummy rather than the smaller bits of the Skittles gummies, meaning it's not something I'd reach for. Quite frankly, you have to be in a fruit flavored mood to enjoy these treats since that's the flavor profile of all the options. The pack delivers better variety, flavor, and texture than the previous options, but it can't rise higher than eighth place in this ranking. All right, number seven, Harry Potter Hershey's chocolate pack. I didn't know they made this. The Harry Potter themed Hershey's chocolate pack comes with classics like the mini chocolate bar, mini cookies, and cream bar, and chocolate kisses. These are all absolute staples in the world of candy. I recall many Hershey's chocolate bars in my candy bag. And if I was lucky, maybe one or two full size ones from the people who gave out the big bars. It's milky, smooth, and melts in your mouth. I like that the kisses come in a bag of flour, meaning that they are totally sealed. This makes parents easier. This makes parents breathe easier knowing the foil isn't ripped or falling off after getting tossed around. A big pillowcase of candy. My favorite of the bunch is the cookies and cream bar because it has those tasty cookie crisp balls throughout the bar. The white chocolate melts in your mouth, and you get the light crunch of the cookie bits for a balance. If you like Harry Potter, that could be a selling point to purchase this pack. But I'm pretty sure basing my thoughts on the flavors and textures. There's nothing wrong with these whatsoever. Although the items are all distinct in appearance, the chocolate bar and kisses offer a similar taste. Given this, I simply think the upcoming variety packs bring a bit more flavor and texture variety to the table. Number six, Nerds Gummy Clusters Variety Pack. All right, so the Nerds Gummy Cluster would be so epic to spot in your treat hoard at the end of a night after trick or treating. These are individually packaged and come in three options: rainbow, spooky, and very berry. The spooky option adds an alluring novelty aspect that makes it a great pick for your Halloween festivities. I like that these candies are a mix of chewy and crunchy, giving them a leg in the texture department. But admittedly, these three options taste the same: sweet and crunchy nerds coating with a gummy, mildly tangy center, which kept it in the middle of this list. Still, the clusters bring variety in the candy's appearance and packaging, and I have to admit, I'd be super stoked as a child to find a Nerds gummy cluster in my candy bag. Interesting. I think if you place the I think if you place these in a break room or at reception, they probably go quickly among adults too. This product is our absolute top pick among popular gummy candies at the Royal, and only comes in sixth because of the quality of the higher ranked eater and high ranked entries. Number five, Haribo Halloween Happy House Mix. The nerds bring some childlike whimsy, but Haribo offers a bit more in terms of flavors, texture, and options, giving it a boost in this variety pack ranking. The Haribo Happy House Mix provides four sweets, in fact, and consists of gold bears, sour bats, Gold Bears, Wild Berry, and Star Mix. They were mostly fruity in taste, though each offers different. For example, the Sour Bats have a tangy addition to balance the sweetness, and the Wild Berry, of course, has the berry flavored notes. Texture wise, these are all chewy, but the Star Mix provides a bit of an uncommon spin. It has a slightly softer consistency and captivating shapes like foam, eggs, and hearts, as well as cola flavored gummies to bring a memorable pop of flavor. Since there are a surprising number of Haribo gummy options out there, I wish the Haribo berry clouds were included in the variety mix. Then again, this blend still provides some interesting options to a kid's bag of candy, so it ranks fifth. Number four, Sour Patch Kids Variety Pack. What child wouldn't want a package of Sour Patch Kids in their candy supply? Candy supply. It's interesting. Plus, it's something you don't usually see in smaller baggies. In fact, if you want a tangier gummy variety pack, then this Halloween candy variety pack may be your go-to. This medley comes with classic Sour Patch Kids, a tropical version, Big Kids, aka individually wrapped larger Sour Patch Kids, and then a large individual Swedish fish. The two Sour Patch Kids options provide varying colors in the mix. The tropical flavors are my favorite of the bunch, something different than the rest of the gummies on this list, which gave it a slight boost in the rankings for flavor. I really like the pineapple one as well, but there's also Paradise Punch, Tropical Twist, and Passion Fruit. Of course, the big kids and Swedish fish could be intriguing, um, and certainly not the type of thing you frequently find in a trick or treat basket. The Swedish fish offers a unique lingonberry flavor to further establish this pack from the rest. As much as I like Haribo, I'd wager younglings would prefer Sour Patch Kids. The chewy texture is softer than Haribo, which you really have to gnaw at it. So this takes fourth. Number three, Yum Earth Halloween organic candies variety bag. Damn, that's one of the snacks I never heard of before, but this is a first. For the sake of inclusivity, I think it was important to add something like Yum Earth to this candy ranking. The brand provides candy that's free from top allergens, which can make all the difference to a trick or treating kiddo with a food allergy. These treats are also organic, non GMO, vegan, and don't contain artificial dyes or high fructose. No, excuse me, high fructose, excuse me, corn syrup, all of which could be a big deciding factor for certain children or adults wanting to consume candy, but may be limited in options. This candy variety packs contains giggles, gummy fruits in the shape of bats and vampire teeth, along with two lollipop flavors, strawberry smash and mango tango. The gummies were my favorite of all the gummies on this list, thanks to a softer texture and real fruit forward flavor. The Giggles have that Skittles like mildly crunchy candy coating exterior and a soft chewy inside. Additionally, this pack is the only one listed to offer lollipops, which is a nice option. You get firm lollies, gooey fruit snacks, and crunchy, chewy giggles all in one set. The textures, superior fruit flavors, and variety help set the Yum Earth Halloween variety pack apart from the previous candies, so it earns third place. Number two, the most popular Kit Kat variety pack. Kit Kat is yet another classic candy, something I recall seeing very often in my trick or treat bag as a kid. Lovers of the candy will really appreciate this interesting blend of options, which comes with the standard milk chocolate Kit Kat. Um, Counts a cute vampire guy in the milk chocolate flavor, cinnamon toast cream flavored ghost toast, and marshmallow flavored cream witch's brew. Oh no. Oh no. That's wow, ghost toast. Wow. Anyway, this would have been really cool to see presented in a candy bowl where the homeowner allows you to pick your own candy. I would have been entertained by the flavors and shape of the count as a child, and I still am. Of course, the flavors really impressed me too, and I found myself coming back to these Kit Kats over anything else mentioned thus far on this list. The exclusive flavors make it even more flavorful and compelling, and anyone would be excited to end up with a seasonal flavor or count shaped variety. You get that familiar crisp wafer in all the chocolates, but it still delivers on the variety aspect. There's also a range in the candies colors. Ghost Toast is light orange, while Witch's Brew is a tantalizing green. The Vampire, meanwhile, is one larger Kit Kat that cannot be broken. In the usual Kit Kat fashion, this adds to the novelty of the variety pack, as well as mildly changing the texture. This is my favorite pack yet, even if the next one beat it out. My tip, try these candies frozen. And number one, M&M's peanut M&M's Snickers Twix and Milky Way Halloween candy variety pack. I'm surprised Reese's is not in here. To make it to the number one spot, a Halloween candy pack needs to offer variety in the candies themselves as well as in the flavor and texture. With that in mind, the M&M's peanut M&M's, Snickers, Twix, and Milky Way Halloween candy variety pack truly delivers. Plus, these are candies children love and expect in their trick or treat haul at the end of the night. This is the pack is I kept coming back to and nibbling on. After all, I'm partial to the creamy, chewy, crunchy Twix, followed by Snickers, which was America's most loved candy of the 2010s. The M&M's duo offer the classic candy coating shell exterior with chocolate that melts in your mouth inside, while Milky Ways are thoroughly creamy. Everything brings something slightly different to the mix in terms of taste and consistency. Um, Kids and adults alike would be happy to have a bite of any of these as they are among the most classic candies out there, since this contains familiar favorites, all of which the average person has probably had at some point in time. It takes the top spot. So if you are going to invest in a variety pack to appeal to the masses while offering diversity, this is a must-have. Ooh, this is crazy. It's crazy that Reese's is not on the list, and I'm surprised Smarties was not on the list too. Smarties is one of the best candies that I ever had. So that's one of the best candies I ever had. Of course, Reese's is one of the candies that I like as well as Twix, as well as Snickers, as well as Skittles, M&Ms. There's um, there's M&Ms, different types of flavors, including the peanut butter one. Of course, there's Kit Kat. There's a whole bunch, man. Yeah, there's a whole bunch actually. Oh, oh yeah, Lifesavers. That's one of my favorites too. That's one of my favorites. That's one of the favorite best candies that I liked. Oh, by the way, I was watching New York Living one day, and one of the questions was about whether candy corn is the worst candy. I say candy corn is the worst candy snack. It's the worst candy snack ever because candy corn is the nastiest snack ever created. So therefore, I would not agree with the other with the other individuals who say that candy corn is not the worst. It's the worst. It's the worst. So yeah, there you go right there. There you go right there. Um now on to the costumes. Let's see. Are there any best costumes? Let's go to the worst costumes, man. Let's go to the worst costumes. Worst costumes that are the cringiest. Let me see. So the cringiest Halloween costumes. Oh boy. So oh my goodness. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Um so so the worst Halloween costumes includes let me see. Let me just start there. Um oof. Um so you have SpongeBob SquarePants, Patrick Star, Catsuit costume, Spirit. Oh shit. Um Shrek, Lord Farquaad dress costume. Um um Pearl Killer Farmhouse Starlet premium costume. Set dolls kill. The Cat in the Hat poncho, Spirit Halloween. Jeez. Um, the Emperor's New Groove Crunk costume, Spirit Halloween. Crunk, yeah, Crunk can only definitely pull the lever in this Emperor's New Groove costume based on the himbo evil sidekick from the early 2000s Disney animated movie. The character taking this long to join the Disney villains Halloween lineup is so wild. Anyway, that's oh shit. Anyway, let me just continue where I left off here. Why my thing is so frozen up right there, man. Anyway, let's continue. And then you have the full moon werewolf costume, Spirit Halloween. Oh my gosh, man. And then Dune Paul at tree at treaties, Spirit Halloween. Oh my gosh. These are the worst. Friday the 13th, the game Jason Voorhees retro costume, Spirit Halloween. Yeah. And then you have the worst costumes. Okay, so kids inflatable Sonic movie shadow. Um radioactive shrimp baby Spirit Halloween. Oh Lord. Kids Halloween Michael Myers pick me up costume Spirit Halloween. Kids Vampire Coffin 3D costume for pets. The monkey Halloween costumes. Oh gosh. Halloween Michael Myers pet costume on Spirit Halloween. Jeez. Hello Kitty dog costume PetSmart. Creature from the Black Lagoon Gillman dog and cat costume from Amazon. This is truly weird and cringy. La Boo Boo Dolls Kill. Oh man. Oh shit. Two-person brawny brontosaurus costume. Oh shit. Oh nah. This is a bad costume, man. The yellow brick road? Really? Oh my gosh. Carry me Ghostface kids costume. Oh man. Action hero costume for dogs. Um Disney Muppet Statler and War and Waldorf. Oh gosh, no. I don't even know these characters. So these are the worst Halloween costumes of 2025. Now we are going to go to the best Halloween costumes of 2025. So, oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh man. Okay. Mm-hmm. So let's see. Um, let's see. So, all right. So this is from Entertainment Weekly. The stars are going all out with killer looks for spooky season, from guests dressing up as New York City icons at Betty Midler's annual Halloween party to Victoria Justice channeling an undead bride for her spooky new release, and Janelle Monáe completely transforming yet again. This Halloween is truly chilling. Yeah, I did actually see like how she basically transformed herself to Beetlejuice. That was interesting too, actually, when I saw that on the J Hud show, and TMZ Live, actually. Um, yeah, scroll on to see some of this year's best, scariest, and most shocking celebrity Halloween costumes, and check back with yeah. So Chloe Bailey as Foxy Cleopatra and Austin Powers in Gold Member. Oh boy. All right. All right. The actress from Swarm and singer-songwriter known as Chloe got a jump on other celebs posting herself dressed as Beyonce's Foxy Cleopatra role from the 2002 comedy Austin Powers in Gold Member. Yeah, Chloe Bailey. Okay, there you go. Busy Phillips as Loretta Castorini in Moonstruck. Interesting. Busy Phillips channeled her inner Cher during Betty Midler's New York themed Halloween bash that took place on October 24th. The Freaks and Geeks actress came dressed as Brooklyn Knight Loretta Castorini from the cult classic. Oh gosh, can we stop with the cult shit? Um, anyway, I'm just gonna yeah, classic Moonstruck. Okay. Um, okay, so Glee star Darren Chris and his wife Mia put a Big Apple twist on the classic clown costume for Betty Midler's Halloween party that took place on October 24th. Um, what's more iconic than dressing up as yourself while hosting her annual Halloween on that took place on October 24th, benefiting the New York Restoration Project. Betty Midler recreated her look from her eponymous 1973 album, while Andy Cohen paid homage to another famous Andy, that artist Warhol. Um, every New Yorker can relate to the constant hustle of the city. The politician actress Lucy Boynton embodied the city that never sleeps by being a woman on the go at Betty Midler's Halloween that took place on October 24th. Victoria Justice, actress and singer Victoria Justice, brought her new single Love Zombie to life on October 21st. During the song's release party, which doubled as a Halloween celebration, the Victoria star transformed into an undead lover girl donning a blood-stained wedding dress. Oh, wow. Wow. Dear Evan Hansen actor Ben Platt turned into Hef for Betty Midler's Halloween party. While the costume may not seem as New York centric as the others at the event, his husband Noah Galvin accompanied him as a Playboy bunny, harkening back to the Playboy Club chain that included a location in the city. All right. Northwest and her famous grandma Kris Jenner and mother Kim Kardashian got into the holiday spirit as not so terrifying TikTok stars Pink Cardigan, Chrissy G, and Jay Guapo. Um, Ice T and wife Coco Austin dressed as other father and other mother from 2009's Cor- Coraline to escort their 9-year-old daughter Chanel, dressed as the titular character, to her school's Halloween party. And of course, obviously, I just talked about it briefly. It's Showtime after giving Halloween Queen Heidi Klum a run for her money last year with a disturbing ET costume. This year, Janelle Monáe dressed as the ghost with the most Beetlejuice. Just don't say her name 3 times, or she might time travel to the 1970s again. Country singer Kane Brown invented a Smurfy new workout while dressed in his Papa Smurf costume ahead of his Halloween themed birthday bash. Bowen Yang spent his weekend off from Saturday Night Live, still getting into costume. The Wicked star sported enough green to make the wizard proud while dressed up as the character Tingle from Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda. Um, 13 going on 30 star Judy Greer got into character as a different fashion magazine editor this year, slipping on the instantly recognizable Bob of Vogue icon Anna Wintour. She was joined by her husband, producer Dean Johnson dressed as another style icon, Karl Lagerfeld, excuse me. The Black Phone 1 and 2 star Miguel Mora switched horror franchises to become Nightmare on Elm Street villain Freddy Krueger's Sweet Dreams. Um, and of course, obviously, Paris Hilton pulled on a red latex jumpsuit to go as longtime pal Britney Spears from the iconic "Oops, I Did It Again" music video. That is just so typically her. And of course, obviously, there is, all right, Bow Wow Wow Yippee Yo Yippee Yay, Where My Dogs At. Kiki Palmer and her 2-year-old son, um, Leotis dressed up as Snoop Dogg and Bow Wow from the music video of their 2000 collab Bow Wow That's My Name. Palmer captioned her post, "My son, my little road dog for real." Actor and former Try Guy Eugene Lee Yang nailed his costume as Genu from K-pop Demon Hunters. "You gave me my soul back." Oh shit. And now I give it to you, he wrote. Don't you want to dance? Say you want to dance. Model Whitney Harlow was the perfect picture of Whitney Houston from the late music icons. "I Want to Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me" music video. Ed Sheeran traded in a guitar for a red balloon in a chilling version of its Pennywise. Um, the singer-songwriter ate pizza, drank beer, and even sipped espresso in costume. Kerry Washington put on a cowboy hat and cosplayed as Jamie Foxx in Django Unchained for Halloween, and even got a reaction from Fox himself, who called it brilliant. Euphoria alum Barbie Ferreira looked perfect in her all-white ballerina costume worn by Natalie Portman's character in Black Swan. Julia Fox caused a stir wearing a bloody pink suit in a statement to Jackie Kennedy's outfit following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963. When her husband was assassinated, she refused to change out of her blood-stained clothes, saying, "I want them to see what they've done." The actress wrote on Instagram, "The image of the delicate, pink suit splattered with blood is one of the most haunting juxtapositions in modern history." I didn't understand why the fucking backlash off of this costume and stuff, man. I mean, come on, man. It's just a damn costume. Like, can we stop with the oversensitivity shit? Like, stop. Lin Manuel Miranda is not giving away his shot to dress as Alexander Hamilton yet again. The creator of the hit Broadway musical captioned his Instagram photos, "I dressed like you, dressed as Hamilton, using only the contents of my wife's closet and some paper towels." Oh boy. And Taraji P. Henson wore a series of clothes paying tribute to Janet Jackson's various looks. Of a viral moment of Jackson in Tyler Perry's For Colored Girls, in which her character confronts her husband about being gay and asks, "Oh, so you're doing the bending?" Holy Halloween Batman Lizzie Lohan shared a snapshot alongside her husband, Bader Shamas, and their 2-year-old son, Luai, all dressed up as Cape Crusaders. Okay. All right. I want to go over the movie costumes that TMZ posted. So let me see. So this is the costume from wait a second. So as you can see, this is let me see. All right. Now I'm just gonna go over the pictures and stuff. So these are random individuals in their Fantastic Four costumes. You have Doctor Doom. I don't know what the hell is that, but anyway, let's see. Um, damn, damn, man. Okay, damn, what is going on here? All right, yeah, there's Superman. Okay, so I see Superman, Hawk Girl, Mister Terrific. Um, there's the new Green Lantern look. Um, then wait. So so I did see a little bit of let me see, where is this? Um, wait a minute here. All right, let me just okay. So Rumi's K-pop K-pop Demon Hunter's wig. Oh boy. Okay. All right. So I see what this is. Okay. So I see what's going on here. So all right. So you have Lilo and Stitch, Fantastic Four, How to Train Your Dragon, How to Train Your Dragon, and I think these are okay. So these are characters I think from the Toothless costume is a casual and pretty easy way to suit up for Halloween, or if you this year there's this cute ostrich get up too. Oh boy. This is from Sinners. Sinners was a massive hit this year, and an original horror film inspired its own costumes too. One of them is Smoke's classy checkered jacket and blue cap, while there's also this Mary costume in all of its grace and blood. While you can give them candy if they come trick or treating, just don't invite them inside. Happy Halloween and sign up for Amazon Prime to get the best deals. Yeah, okay. I kind of get it, but it's not really. Yeah, I kind of get it. Anyway, so let me see. Um, I want to all right. So the name of the episode right here is Halloween time for pumpkin spice and dessert. So we're gonna get to yeah, let's get into pumpkin spice latte. Let's get into that right there. According to people, pumpkin spice latte season is here again, which means one thing: we're all about to have the same argument we've been having since 2003. For some, the PSL is a cozy fall ritual, the first sip signaling that sweaters, crunchy leaves, and Halloween candy are officially in play. For others, it's an overhyped sugar bomb that tastes more like nutmeg perfume than coffee. Oh shit. Love it or loathe it. Love it or loathe it. The PSL is unavoidable with October 1st even being named National Pumpkin Spice Day. But after more than 2 decades at the top, maybe it's time to ask if our favorite fall drink is finally ready to pass the crown. When Starbucks first introduced the PSL in 2003, it wasn't a guaranteed hit. Peter Dukes, the product manager who developed the drink, wanted to bottle the flavor of pumpkin pie, not the squash itself, but the nostalgic blend of cinnamon, ginger, and cloves. At the time, seasonal coffee was barely a category, and the PSL was a bold experiment that could have been written off as too niche. Early focus groups actually had to taste test the drink alongside bites of pumpkin pie to get the concept. Its working name was the Fall Harvest Latte before landing on the familiar title we know. The drink launched in about 100 Starbucks stores in Washington, D.C. and Vancouver, B.C., which is British Columbia, where it quickly sold out. By the following fall, it was rolled out nationally, and the PSL began its climb to crucial phenomenon. With the rise of social media, the PSL wasn't just a beverage, it became a signal. The whipped cream swirl and dusting of spice photographed beautifully, and suddenly holding a PSL cup in September was shorthand for embracing the season. It wasn't long before the drink generated $500 million annually and inspired endless pumpkin spice infused recipes, memes, and even candle scents that captured the PSL magic. More than any other beverage, the PSL cemented Starbucks' seasonal strategy and reshaped what consumers expect from coffee menus nationwide every time the weather changes. But dominance comes with drawbacks. For some, the PSL sweetness and vaguely pumpkin-y flavor haven't aged well. People's own Michelle Tuber argues the pecan crunch oat milk latte is vastly superior, offering texture and depth without what she calls the weird pumpkin fruitiness. Meanwhile, staff writer Julia McCarey is pulling for a fall apple crisp flavor. Even devoted PSL fans sometimes admit they can only handle one per season before moving on, and the data backs it up. In 2024, for the first time, Google searches for um, matcha outpaced pumpkin spice in September. Um, Pumpkin spice is still huge, but maybe not as dominant as it's been in previous years. So, what's next? If the PSL defined a generation of autumns, its successor will be, excuse me, its successor will need to capture that same mix of nostalgia, comfort, and cultural relevance, and to be a fair contender, have the potential for annually virality. Um, there are some strong options already vying for the throne. The pecan crunch oatmeal latte makes sense because it hits fall flavors without veering into pie territory. The nutty caramel like notes feel seasonal but less polarizing than pumpkin. Um, Apple crisp inspired drinks are an obvious choice, as apples are as emblematic of fall as pumpkins, and when done right, the combination of cinnamon and baked apple flavors taste like a warm visit to an apple orchard in a cup. Pistachio lattes, a personal favorite of people's. Michelle um, um, Coriston bring a fresh twist. They offer the richness of a nut-based flavor profile while feeling modern and versatile. Plus, pistachio has been having a moment across desserts and drinks. Um, and then there's um, Matcha, the stealth competitor already stealing PSL's crown on search engines. Matcha isn't just a flavor, but a lifestyle marker with its ties to wellness, ritual, and its vibrant green is aesthetically a vibe. A seasonal matcha riff spiced with card, cardamom or chai-like flavors could easily become the next fall flex. My personal choice would be the pecan. It's nutty, seasonally fitting, and can be sweet or savory, depending on the dish, giving way to the potential virality across everyone's coffee cups and dinner spreads. A pecan cinnamon latte has a cute ring to it and still has that PSL phonetic feel with its acronym being PCL. Plus, Starbucks pecan oatmeal cortado is here. So the ingredients are already here. Other ideas worth testing: maple brown butter sweet potato. What the hell? Oh shit. And even salted caramel, each having their own respective law list. The key is finding something different that balances cozy comfort with enough novelty to spark an annual tradition each season. Because as much as people love pumpkin spice, what they really crave each fall is a drink that feels like an event, something to mark the shift in season and kick off a new cycle of rituals. Whether pumpkin spice stays on top or hands over the reins, the lesson of the PSL is clear. One beverage really can define a season. It's hard to imagine another drink inspiring memes, bath products, and candle aisles quite the same way. Um, but then again, no one predicted the PSL would do it either. Maybe the next iconic fall flavor is already on the menu, waiting for this moment in the September sun. Okay. Okay. All right. Of course, this month was National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day, which is very interesting for a holiday for dessert. Let's take a look here. National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day is celebrated every year on October 21st, and it honestly might be our favorite fall holiday. Fall screams pumpkin in every way: pumpkin pie, Halloween pumpkin spice latte, pumpkin patch dates, and pumpkin cheesecake is yet another way to win any American's heart. The history of National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day. Cheesecakes can be dated as far back as the 5th century BC, when the ancient Greeks made the earliest form of cheesecake. This essentially consisted of cheese pounded with honey and flour and cooked on an timey griddle. It is known as the pluckus, meaning flat mass. The cheesecake was then elevated in medieval England, where it emerged with a tart like pastry base. It spread rapidly across the region, given the popularity in England. Cheesecake soon made an appearance in American colonies. Cheesecake bakers here began to experiment with several different currants and spices and infusions. However, American cheesecake truly took a new form when cream cheese was introduced. Cream cheese made the base creamier and sturdier than it had ever been before. The new and improved cheesecake became all the rage in the 1930s when Arnold Reuben, the creator of the Reuben sandwich, introduced the New York cheesecake to the city. Um, Bakers went on to experiment with an endless array of different flavorings and toppings: blueberry, strawberry, chocolate, and along the way, the pumpkin cheesecake was born. The pumpkin cheesecake went on to win hearts and gain popularity, so much so that cheesecake lovers declared October 21st to be National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day in 2011, and it has since been celebrated every year nationwide. Of course, timeline is the timeline for National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day is the 5th century BC. Greece meet Placus. The Greeks create the earliest form of cheesecake and even serve it at the Olympics. 1300s, cheesecake goes to England. Starting in 1309, cheesecake starts to make a feature in every cookbook at least once. 1930s, the Big Apple of cheesecakes. Arnold Rubin introduces the oh so famous New York cheesecake. And of course, 2011, happy Pumpkin Cheesecake Day. Cheesecake lovers recognize the dedicate a day to celebrate pumpkin cheesecake. Of course, some activities. You can eat pumpkin cheesecake, bake pumpkin cheesecake, and you can make a fun day out of it. Of course, 5 facts about cheesecakes that you need to know. Number one, get boozy with it. A cheesecake shot can be made with vanilla schnapps and cranberry juice. Number two, it can get pricey. The world's most expensive cheesecake is sold for $5,000. Damn. Number three, have your own taste test. For $400, you can order the entire Cheesecake Factory cheesecake lineup. That's also expensive too. You've got yummy mail. Oh shit. Back in the day, people could buy cheesecake flavored postage stamps. Oh wow. No oven, no problem. Number five, no oven, no problem. Baking is not the only way to make cheesecake. You can even chill and set it in the fridge. Why we love National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day, you ask? It's the celebration of an incredible hybrid, and it's one of the many delicious days. It's an excuse to indulge. And of course, the dates includes to this year on Tuesday, 2025, 2026 Wednesday, 2026 Wednesday, October 21st, Thursday, Thursday, 2027, October 21st, 2028 Saturday, October 21st, and 2029 Sunday, October 21st. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Now, okay, how much time we got here? Oh boy. All right. All right. Let's get out of there. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's get into this right here. In a segment that I like to call the movie Man Cave Popcorn. I'm pretty sure many of you grew up watching the cartoon The Jetsons on Cartoon Network, right? Well, Um, what if I was to tell you that Jim Carrey is in talks to play the lead role, the lead role, but it's not the character is not really specified at the moment. So let's take a look at what's happening here. According to People, Jim Carrey may be taking us far into the future with his next project. A live action movie adapted from animated sitcom The Jetsons is reportedly in development from Warner Brothers Pictures, with Carey, age 63, in talks to star. Now, a lot of folks out there are saying that Jim Carrey's too old to play George Jetson because they're saying that George Jetson is in his is 30. He's like 30 and up, but it's a fictional character, folks. Like, come on now. Anyway, yeah. Per Variety, the film may be written and directed by Jurassic World Helmer Colin Trevorrow and co-written by Joe Epstein. People has reached out to his reps for Warner Brothers and Carey for comment. After saying in 2022 that he was being fairly serious about retiring from acting, Carey clarified more recently that he was talking about more about power wrestling. He has starred in 3 Sonic the Hedgehog movies as Dr. Robotnik from 2020 to 2024. The Jetsons from Hanna-Barbera Productions and ABC aired beginning in 1963 with several revivals until 1987. A counterpart to the Flintstones, is centered on the titular nuclear family who live in the space age: George, Jane, Judy, and Elroy Jetson, as well as their robotic maid, Rosie, and the Great Dane, Astro. The characters from the hit sitcom appeared in TV movies, comic books, video games, and more, culminating in the 1990 theatrical release of Jetsons, the movie featuring the voices of George O'Hanlon and Mel Blanc. A live-action version has not made it to development, whereas The Flintstones became a live-action 1994 flip starring John Goodman, Halle Berry, Elizabeth Taylor, and Rosie O'Donnell. A sequel, The Flintstones and Viva Rock Vegas, followed in 2000. The reported Warner Brothers Jetsons wouldn't be the first time Carey has helped launch an animated property into live action. The Golden Globe winner starred in the titular role in 2000's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So most recently, Jennifer Hudson was talking about an animated movie that she's in called Goat. I'm trying to find it though, man. I'm trying to find it. Hold on a second here. Yes, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. So Stephen Curry is taking his basketball skills onto the big screen. The NBA star lends his voice to GOAT, a new film from Sony Pictures Animation, the studio behind Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, in collaboration with Curry's Unanimous Media. On Wednesday, July 30th, the first trailer debuted, highlighting the action comedy's underdog story set in the world of talking animals. The film follows a goat named Will, voiced by Stranger Things star Khalid MacLachlan, who dreams of making it to the pros and playing Rollerball, a high intensity co-ed full contact sport dominated by the fastest, fiercest animals in the world. Curry, um, age 30, age 37, voices a giraffe named Lenny Williamson. Damn. I relate to the entire story of GOAT because a lot of my journey resembles Will's journey. He tells people being overlooked, underrated, if you will, just looking for an opportunity, but finding your self confidence through it all and what makes you unique and understanding that that's good enough. The full-time NBA champion um, adds, obviously, it's about the power of a team too. No matter what walk of life, you can't do anything great without the people around you. So it's kind of cool to bring some of those storylines into GOAT and know how relatable it is, not just to my story, but to everybody's. A synopsis for GOAT teases Will's new teammate aren't thrilled about having a little goat on their roster, but Will is determined to revolutionize the sport and prove once and for all that Smalls can ball. GOAT's voice cast includes Curry's real life wife Aisha, plus Gabrielle Union, Nick Kroll, Nicola Coughlin, David Harbour, Jennifer Lewis, Patton Oswalt, Jennifer Hudson, aka J Hud, is in the movie as well. Aaron Pierre, who's also in Lanterns. Jelly Roll is in there. Andrew Centino, Bobby Lee, Sherry Cola, and Eduardo Franco. The film marks Curry's first ever voice acting role for a feature. The Golden State Warriors player shares why the experience was unique compared to previous projects, such as cameos in Ballers or voice acting as himself on Family Guy and The Simpsons, which I will talk about the Simpsons movie, getting a sequel in the next topic. Recording is so different because you are kind of in your own world, Curry says. You understand what you are trying to do with that, with what voice you are bringing and bringing energy. But I think the only thing I underestimated with voice acting is how much it's just full body. You are putting your entire being into it. He adds, it's not just you talking into the mic. You are trying to embody the character with everything that you have. It was super fun though, and something that I really enjoyed. Hmm. Let me see. Curry says he's extremely proud of the film and that there's a message in there for everybody. I think you relate to one, if not multiple characters in the movie. He says it's entertaining and meant to be seen on the big screen. It's got some good laughs and some good energy. I think the biggest thing too is the visuals. Um, Hopefully, it's something people haven't seen before with the way that we brought the all animal world to life. So, GOAT will be in theaters February 13th. I think it's next year, 2026. Hold on, let me double check. Let me double check something. Let me double check something. Um, Let me double check something. What year? Hold on. What year does um the GOAT movie come out? Okay, let me take a look here. Yes, I was right. February 13th, 2026. All right, next we are going to talk about the Simpsons movie receiving a sequel. Everybody's been waiting for a sequel for a very long time, man, and honestly, it is it is crazy. So let's get into it right here. As far as the Simpsons movie, let's get into it right here, according to the folks from People. All right. Okay, so On Monday, September 29th, Disney and 20th Century Studios announced on Instagram, woohoo. And in case you don't know about The Simpsons and the movie and all that other stuff, the I will enlighten you with the theme song. All right. Hold on a second. Hold on a second here. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, let me give credit to Matt Groening and the producers, the directors, and along with everybody who created the Simpsons TV series that's now in its 37th season. And of course, to congratulations for getting a sequel to the Simpsons movie. All right. So I just want to give credit where it's due before I move on. So don't copy strike me. I'm just giving credit. So there you go. All right. So yeah, woohoo. The Simpsons are coming to theaters with an all-new movie on July 23rd, 2027. A brand new poster tease Homer's coming back for seconds, and that the animated sequel will debut 20 years after the 2007's The Simpsons Movie, which was the long-running television show's first feature-length theatrical release. The PG-13 film proved to be a box office success, earning over $536 million worldwide. Um, The Simpsons, created by Matt Groening, who I just gave credit to, premiered in 1989 and recently began airing its 37th season on Fox 5. Its catalog of nearly 800 episodes is a continued streaming hit for Disney Plus. What do you mean Hulu? Directed by David Silverman, 2007's The Simpsons movie followed Homer, played by Dan Castellaneta, Marge, played by Julie Kavner, um, obviously Bart, played by Nancy Cartwright, Lisa, played by Yeardley Smith, and Maggie, as their beloved town of Springfield was placed under a dome during an environmental crisis. It earned nominations for Best Animated Film at the BAFTA Awards, Critics' Choice Awards, and the Golden Globes. Back in 2007, Groening told BBC Movies about the popular TV show's journey to the silver screen. We've been talking about doing a movie since 1992, but we've always been working on the show. We work on it all year round, and we do 24 episodes a year. We didn't have a team waiting in the wings ready to do a movie, he explained. But finally, we said we were coming up to our 20th year of existence, and our 400 episodes, so we should get a movie out. So yes, mark your calendars. The sequel to the Simpsons movie will be coming out July 23rd, 2027. All right. So there you go. Now we go to the most recent box office of the rated R horror film Black Phone 2. Let's take a look here. According to Variety, let's see. So Universal and Blumhouse's Horror sequel Black Phone 2 kicked off spooky season with $27.3 million from 3,411 North American theaters. Those ticket sales were enough to lead an otherwise sleepy weekend at the domestic box office. Black Phone 2 opened slightly higher than Sunday's estimate of $26.5 million and roughly $4 million ahead of its predecessor. The original Black Phone launched with $23 million in 2022 as cinemas were only starting to recover from COVID. Just to give a sense of the vastly different box office landscape between the first and second film. With similar ticket sales, Black Phone opened in fourth place behind Elvis, Top Gun Maverick, and Jurassic World Dominion in the height of summer movie season. Let's see, what the hell is this? In contrast, the Black Phone follow-up had a sluggish October weekend, mostly to itself. The weekend's other newcomer, Lionsgate's R-rated comedy Good Fortune, opened at third place, number 3, with just $6.2 million from 2,990 venues. Second place went to Disney's sci-fi sequel Tron Ares with 11.1 million from 4,000 screens, representing a steep 66 decline from its first outing. Right now, the October box office is down 11% from the same point in 2024, according to ComScore. Meanwhile, the overall box office is 4 above last year, but more than 20% below pre-slamdemic times. Black Phone 2 also collected $15.5 million at the international box office for a global tally of $42.8 million. Though a promising result, Universal and Blumhouse spent more to bring back Ethan Hawke as the serial killer known as the Grabber. The sequel cost $30 million compared to the first film's $18 million price tag. Black Phone 2 has decent reviews, but wasn't received as fondly as the original by moviegoers. This film earned a B grade on CinemaScore exit polls, while the first landed a B grade. We've seen word of mouth grow over the weekend, says Universal's president of domestic distribution, Jim Orr. The reasons are simple. Blumhouse and director Scott Derrickson have crafted something that's terrifying with a great cast. It's just what audience want to see in theaters. Since ticket sales are split roughly 50-50 between studios and movie theaters, Black Phone 2 needs to stick around to count as a major comeback for Blumhouse. The low-budget horror empire responsible for Paranormal Activity, The Purge, Get Out, Halloween, and other franchises with scary good profit margins has long been one of Hollywood's most consistent hitmakers. However, the company's fortunes have shifted over the past year with one dud after another. Wolfman and Megan 2.0. Blumhouse has another sequel, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I don't really care about that, on the calendar in December. Good Fortune has the good fortune of respectable reviews, 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, and audiences score B+ grade on CinemaScore. The trouble is that not enough people were incentivized to buy tickets for the $30 million budget of film. Aziz Ansari directed in his feature debut and stars in Good Fortune, which revolves around a good intention but inept angel played by Keanu Reeves, who facilitates a body swap between a struggling gig worker and a wealthy venture capitalist played by Seth Rogen. Oh my gosh. So this is a fair opening for an original character-driven comedy, says David A. Gross, who runs the movie consulting firm franchise entertainment research. However, even with Keanu Reeves helping ancillary business, the movie is unlikely to recoup its cost. So yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Another film that Dell struggled to get out of the red is Tron Ares. So far, the futuristic film has earned $54.6 million domestically and $103 million worldwide after 2 weekends of release. Although the $100 million mark is notable, Disney spent $180 million to produce and many millions to promote the sequel. So Tron Ares requires substantial staying power to justify those costs. Channing Tatum's dramedy Roofman and Leonardo DiCaprio's action comedy One Battle After Another rounded out the top of box office charts. Roofman earned $3.7 million from 3,370 theaters in its second weekend, marking a 55% decline from its debut. So far, the film has generated $15.5 million and $16.4 million worldwide, a paltry total, albeit against a modest $18 million budget. Oh boy, man. So One Battle After Another collected $3.75 million from 2,532 locations in its fourth outing, bringing its domestic total to $61 million. The Warner Brothers film, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, has been a steady performer overseas with $100 million to date, bringing the global total to $162.5 million. That's an impressive figure for an original R-rated film that's nearly 3 hours long. Oh, why? Oh my gosh! Wow. So yeah, there you go, man. The rest of the movies that's out right now is already in not only fifth but sixth place and seventh place. So I'm not even gonna go over that right there. Okay, so I want to actually all right, I want to go over some street closures for the TCS New York City Marathon. So let's go into, hang on a second here. Hold on a second here. All right. What the hell? Okay, so we're gonna get into this next segment right here. Remains to be seen. Right here. I have the details of the street closures of the TCS New York City Marathon. All right, let's do it. A little reminder that the TCS New York City Marathon is happening on November the 2nd. And I'd like to remind y'all that there are some street closures that you should know. I already went over the subway service changes earlier in the New York Mass Transit Files segment. So let's get into some street closures that's happening. So the street closures includes Staten Island main route, Staten Island Expressway, Verrazano Narrows Bridge. Additional embargo locations in Staten Island includes Jersey Street between Richmond Terrace and Victory Boulevard. Victory Boulevard between Jersey Street and Bay Street. Wall Street and St. George Station between Richmond Terrace and Bank Street. Richmond Terrace between Jersey Street and Bay Street. Bay Street between Richmond Terrace and School Road. Highland Boulevard between Bay Street and Albert Place. West Fingerboard Road between Steuben Street and Highland Boulevard. Steuben Street between West Fingerboard Road and Olga Place and Highland Boulevard. Fingerboard Road between Bay Street and Tompkins Avenue. Tompkins Avenue between Fingerboard Road and School Road. School Road between Bay Street and Lily Pond Avenue. Lily Pond Avenue between School Road and Father Capodanno Boulevard. McLean Avenue, not to be confused with Nolan McLean. But Battery Road between Lily Pond Avenue and New York Avenue. Father Capodanno Boulevard between Sand Lane and Lily Pond Avenue. Sand Lane between Highland Boulevard, West Fingerboard Road, and Father Capodanno Boulevard. Now we go to Brooklyn. Dahlgren Place between Verrazano Narrows Bridge and 92nd Street. 92nd Street between Dahlgren Place and 4th Avenue. 4th Avenue between 92nd Street and Flatbush Avenue. Flatbush Avenue between 4th Avenue and Lafayette Avenue. Lafayette Avenue between Flatbush Avenue and Bedford Avenue. Bedford Avenue between Lafayette Avenue and Nassau Avenue. Nassau Avenue between Bedford Avenue and Lorimer Street and Manhattan Avenue. Manhattan Avenue between Nassau Avenue and Greenpoint Avenue. Greenpoint Avenue between Manhattan Avenue and McGinnis Boulevard. McGinnis Boulevard between Greenpoint Avenue and Pulaski Bridge southbound. Additional embargo locations in Brooklyn: 4th Avenue between 94th Street and 92nd Street, 94th Street between Fort Hamilton Parkway and 4th Avenue, Fort Hamilton Parkway between 92nd Street and 94th Street, Brooklyn Queens Expressway between Verrazano Narrows Bridge and 79th Street, Gatling Place, 79th Street, BQE entrance ramp between 83rd Street and 79th Street, 7th Avenue between 79th Street and 74th Street, 74th Street between 6th Avenue and 7th Avenue, 6th Avenue between 74th Street and Bay Ridge Parkway, 75th Street, Bay Ridge Parkway, 75th Street between 7th Avenue and 4th Avenue. Now we go to Queens. 11th Street between Pulaski Bridge, Jackson Avenue, and 48th Avenue. 48th Avenue between 11th Street and Vernon Boulevard. Vernon Boulevard between 48th Avenue and 10th Street. 10th Street between Vernon Boulevard and 44th Drive. 44th Drive between 10th Street and Hunter Street. Hunter Street between 44th Drive and Crescent Street. Crescent Street between Hunter Street and Queens Plaza South. Queens Plaza South between Crescent Street and 23rd Street. Queensboro Bridge eastbound. Additional embargo locations in Queens: Queens Plaza North between Crescent Street and 23rd Street. 23rd Street between Queens Plaza South and Queens Plaza North. Queensboro Bridge bicycle and pedestrian path. And we go to Manhattan: Queensboro Bridge, 59th Street pedestrian entrance ramp. Eastbound, East 59th Street between 2nd Avenue and 1st Avenue. 1st Avenue between East 59th Street and Willis Avenue Bridge. Additional embargo locations in Manhattan: East 60th Street, where the Q60 runs, between 1st Avenue and 2nd Avenue. Now we go to the Bronx: Willis Avenue Bridge, East 131st Street between Willis Avenue and Alexander Avenue. Alexander Avenue between East 135th Street and East 138th Street. 138th Street between Alexander Alexander Avenue, and Third Avenue between East 138th Street and East 139th Street, Morris Avenue between East 139th Street and East 140th Street, East 140th Street between Morris Avenue and Ryder Avenue between East 140th Street and East 138th Street, East 138th Street between Ryder Avenue and Madison Avenue Bridge, and of course, Manhattan continued route, Madison Avenue Bridge, westbound East 138th Street between Madison Avenue and Fifth Avenue between 138th Street and 124th Street, West 124th Street between Fifth Avenue and Mount Morris Park West, Mount Morris Park West between West 24th Street and West 20th Street, West 20th Street between Mount Morris Park West and Fifth Avenue between 120th Street and 90th Street, 90th Street between Fifth Avenue and East Drive between 90th Street and Grand Army Plaza between East Drive and West 59th Street, West 59th Street between Fifth Avenue and Columbus Circle, 8th Avenue and Central Park West. Columbus Circle between West 59th Street and Central Park Driveway, 8th Avenue approach to West Drive between 8th Avenue approach and 67th Street approach to West Drive. And 142nd Street between Lenox Avenue, Malcolm X Boulevard, and Fifth Avenue between 142nd Street and 138th Street, Madison Avenue, FDR Service Road between East 131st Street and East 142nd Street, West Drive, Terrence Drive, Center Drive, West 67th Street approach to West Drive, West 77th Street approach to West Drive, followed by West 81st Street and 85th Street to West Drive. Let me see. And as for family reunions, Central Park West between Columbus Circle and West 76th Street, West 61st Street between Central Park West and Broadway, West 62nd Street between Central Park West and Broadway, followed by West 63rd Street, West 64th Street, West 65th Street, West 66th Street, West 67th Street, between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue. The other streets is the same, which is between Central Park West and Broadway. West 68th Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue. West 69th Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue. West 70th Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue, followed by West 71st Street. West 72nd Street, West 73rd Street, West 74th Street, between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue. Columbus Avenue between West 74th Street and Broadway. Broadway between West 66th Street and Columbus Circle. All right, so we got some music artists that's going on tour that I want to talk about here. Actually, before I wrap up here, before I continue with the other topics and stuff, I wanted to remind y'all, in case you're wondering about the date of Mortal Kombat 2, it got delayed to May 15th of 2026. All right. It's May 15th of 2026. All right. I just wanted to put it out there. I wanted to circle back from the previous episode 423. All right. So let's get to some others. All right. So we have some tours. We have some tours going on. Of course, 112 announced their tour dates. They have some tour dates that's happening. I want to actually go over the tour dates because they're going with Case and Total. So let me just find the tour dates so I can just scroll through. So the tour dates goes like this. Starting November 5th, Akron, Oklahoma, at the Akron Civic Theater. November 6th, Detroit, Michigan, at Fox Theater. November 12th, Stamford, Connecticut, at Sanford Palace. November 13th, Brooklyn, New York, at King's Theater. November 15th, Chicago, Illinois, at Erie Crown Theater. November 16th, St. Louis, Missouri, at Stifel Theater. November 21st, Dallas, Texas, at Music Hall at Fair Park. November 23rd, Houston, Texas, at Smart Financial Center at Sugarland. November 29th. Can we get rid of this? November 29th, Jacksonville, Florida, at Florida Theater. November 30th, New Orleans, Louisiana, at Orpheum Theater. January 23rd, Los Angeles, California, at U2 Theater. January 24th, Oakland, California, at Oakland Paramount. January 25th, Las Vegas, Nevada, at Pearl Concert Theater at Palms Casino Resort. January 28th, Indianapolis, Indiana, at Murat Theater at Old Natural Center. January 30th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the Met. February 1st of 2026, Washington, D.C., at the theater at MGM National Harbor. February 3rd, Raleigh, North Carolina, at May Mandy Concert Hall. February 5th, Charlotte, North Carolina, Ovens Auditorium. And last but not least, February 6th, Atlanta, Georgia, at the Tabernacle. For tickets, you can go to Ticketmaster.com. All right. In other tour news, New Edition also is going on tour as well. New Edition's also going on tour as well. So let me see what the dates are. So y'all can get an idea actually, because they made the announcement last Friday when they was at the Breakfast Club and stuff and other interviews. So let me see. They're going with Tony Braxton, and they're going with who else? They're going with Tony Braxton and Boys to Men. So here go the dates right here. So January 28th of next year, they're going to be in Oakland, California. Followed by January 30th, Las Vegas, Nevada. January 31st, Los Angeles, California. February 4th, Chicago, Illinois. February 5th, Kansas City, Missouri. February 6th, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. February 7th, Dallas, Texas. February 13th, Newark, New Jersey. February 14th, Baltimore, Maryland. February 15th, Boston, Massachusetts. February 19th, Indianapolis, Indiana. February 20th, Detroit, Michigan. February 21st, Columbus, Ohio. February 22nd, Cleveland, Ohio. February 26th, Greensboro, North Carolina. February 27th, Charlotte, North Carolina. February 28th, Hampton, Virginia. March 13th, Washington, D.C. March 14th, Brooklyn, New York. March 15th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. March 19th, Memphis, Tennessee. March 20th, Nashville, Tennessee. March 21st, Milwaukee, Missouri. March 22nd, Minneapolis, Minnesota. March 26th, Cincinnati, Ohio. March 27th, St. Louis, Missouri. March 28th, Birmingham, Alabama. March 29th, Atlanta, Georgia. April 3rd, New Orleans, Louisiana. And finally, April 4th, Houston, Texas. Now, let me see where you can get tickets. Let me just find out where you can get tickets actually. So you can get tickets at bpctickets.com. All right. It's called the New Edition Way Tour 2026. They are going with Tony Braxton and Boys to Men. So there you go. Another interesting event that's going down at Citi Field is a car show. A car show that's going down on Sunday, November 18th, 2025 of this year. It starts from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. It takes place at the Citi Field Met Stadium, 41 Seaver Way, Queens, New York. Show registration is $75. Service fees includes one driver pass. VIP show registration $95. Service fees. Vendor registration 10 times 10 booth space $500 service fees. Includes 4 vendor pass, 1 booth car. General admissions is $15. Service fees special limited time only $25. Service fees pre-sale $35. Service fees day of the show. Kids under 12 free with accompanied adult, no refunds. General parking is lot B through gate 8. Parking is $30. Vehicle managed by Citi Field. Yeah, managed by Citi Field. Yeah, so there you go right there. This is at www. Hang on a sec. And hold on. Yes, this is at www.importexpo.net. Of course, make sure you get your tickets over there so you don't miss out on the fun. For all you car lovers out there, I get your tickets early in advance. All right, early in advance. So, all right. So let me go over some stuff to do for this weekend. Besides the Halloween stuff, actually. So let me hold on. Let me go over it real quick. Let me go over it real quick, because I got to wrap up here. So, let me see. Hold on a second. Let me just go over this real quick. Let me go over this shit real quick, actually, real quick. Come on. Okay. All right. Okay, so things to do for the weekend. Here we go. I know. Yeah, of course I already so happy Halloween. In case you didn't know, there was a Halloween in East Midtown 2025 that took place already at 919 3rd Avenue, Manhattan. It was a free event. New York City official Halloween bar crawl that took place already at 233 East 14th Street, Manhattan. It started from 5 to 11. So tomorrow, Mano a Mano, Dia D Moreto celebration at Lincoln Center. Of course, is happening. This is a free event. This is David Rubenstein Atrium at Lincoln Center, which is located at 61 West 62nd Street, Manhattan, New York. It starts from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Construction, New York at Brookfield Place. This is also another free event. Brookfield Place, 230 Vesey Street, Manhattan, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's free. Sunday, November 2nd, of course, Food Fest, pumpkin weekends, of course, actually. So fall is in full swing, and that means it's pumpkin season at the farm. Visit every weekend for a full day of outdoor fun, festive activities, and of course, the perfect pumpkin to take home. And it's located at Alley Pond Park, 7920 Winchester Boulevard, Queens. And of course, it's going to cost you $14 from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Another free event, St. Nicholas Greek Food Fest. This is at the St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church, 196-10 Northern Boulevard in Queens. 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. All right, so there you go, right there. There you go, right there. All right, so okay. All right, hold on. What's going on here? All right. All right, stream choices on the go. Let's do this. All right, make sure you follow Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Avenue podcast on Facebook alongside with Blue Sky Social and of course Threads and Instagram. The same goes with my other podcast shows, my Sports Edition show, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, alongside with the Entertainment Review show, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast, and you can also follow your host with the most G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. And of course, I would gladly go over where you can listen to the episodes and stuff. So here we go. You go to Linktree/G Money Stacks on either my primary personal page or the podcast page. Odyssey, Audible, Audioburst, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to leave a 5-star rating alongside with a review. It helps the show grow and gives me confidence to create more content and more topics to talk about. And followed by Castbox FM, these are Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Overhaul FM Podcast, Pandora, Player FM Podcast, Podo Polo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Podcast Guru, Podcatcher, Podcast Republic, Snip, Spotify. Make sure you add the podcast to your Spotify playlists. Press the notification bell so you know when each episode is going to be dropping. You can also listen on Spotify for creators, followed by TuneIn Radio, Fountain, Good Pods, iHeartRadio, the #1 app where you can listen to your favorite music artists, including rappers, R&B artists, pop stars, and of course, other music genres. Your favorite radio stations on the AM and FM, and of course, you can also listen to the podcast episodes for free. You don't need a credit card or debit card to download iHeartRadio. All you have to do is download iHeartRadio alongside with the other streaming platforms that I just mentioned. And you can Also, you can also you can also make sure you not only download iHeartRadio, but also make sure you download it to your phones and um, iPads, Android tablets, whatever device you use, and make sure you hit that subscribe button on the channel G Money Stacks 555 for more episodes. In case you miss any episodes whatsoever, please feel free to catch up and of course leave a like and a comment on today's episode. In case you miss any of the episodes whatsoever, you can catch up. Also, of course, share the podcast, spread the word by sharing the Linktree link alongside with the podcast feed links to your husbands, your wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, the people you are cool with from work, and all that great stuff. And also make sure you enable alerts so you don't miss out on when I'll be on the air live. More video podcast episode live streams alongside with topics, and of course, remember that the episodes are released on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on every streaming platform, including YouTube. Whenever you listen, stream and watch your podcast. All right. That's gonna do it for me, man. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, rhymes with now or later. And I like this, and I appreciate every single one of you for taking the time to actually checking out the podcast, actually, and of course sharing it and everything else. Remember, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work hard in it. You have to work hard and earn it. It's not going to be given to you on a silver fucking platter. And of course, find your niche, follow your goals and dreams. Don't let anybody stop you. And if you plan on starting a podcast, don't let anybody stop you from doing it, no matter what age, what time, whatever it may be. All right. And of course, if you plan on starting a podcast, it's very important to be yourself, be on your P's and Q's, creatively, mentally, physically, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, that gets you into your zone alongside with tunnel vision. And also a quick reminder before I get up out of here is to set your clocks and watches back an hour. Because like I said before, the sun's going to be going down between 5 and 6 p.m. in the evening. And I hope everybody enjoyed their Halloween events and everything else in between. And yeah, I will see you next time on the next episode. Tune in next time where I actually go over the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa alongside with Sonic Crossworlds games and more topics to come. All right. I'm out of here. Peace and one love. I love y'all. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. Peace and one love. Good night, everybody. And happy Halloween. I'm out. Peace. Good night.